All right, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Patron. This is Pastor Dowell. I'm taking a break for a moment. We're out here laying blocks. It's extremely hot and extremely humid. I actually made the brother and take about a 30-minute break. And the reason why I made him take a 30-minute break is because every 5 or 10 minutes I have to get on them about some mental lapses, about something that they've already should have known. And of course, when it gets this hot and gets humid, people start to lose heart. Meaning lose heart, they don't, continue to keep the same drive and the determination and the soberness. And so, again, I'm making this particular video right here to show you what all leaders are responsible for. Because you are responsible for the general welfare of your people. Now, you can't be responsible for families, because they already have a head, the husbands. But when you're dealing with men and young boys or teenagers that are out here at the work site and stuff, they're under your supervision. You have to make sure they're hydrated because it's extremely hot out here. And laying blocks and dealing with concrete is extremely hard work. And that's the reason why I continually keep trying to push the leadership, because I'm telling you right now, if you all don't get it out there, no homes are going to be built. Your families are not going to have a place that they're ever going to be able to call their own. I know what many of you have in the back of your mind. What you got in the back of your mind, well, we'll buy a trailer or we'll rent something or something like that. And them trailers, you constantly have to keep putting maintenance in them. They just a quick ideal thing that you put out there, but the ideal is to build a home so you don't have to continue to keep putting maintenance in it. And I'll tell you the reason for that. Because this economy is bad. It's going from bad to worse, bad to worse. You see your purchasing power is being diminished every single time you go to the grocery store. My wife came back with a so-called, a perceived half gallon of ice cream the other day. And it wasn't even a half of a gallon, yet they still charging the same prices. I went to Lowe's the other day. I remember no more than 10 years ago, I could get a 2x4 for $1.98 to $2.10. Now a 2x4 runs you $3.43 a board. $3.43 a board. That means building is not becoming any less cheaper. It really truly isn't. And if you don't learn right now, it's only going to take you a few times to get frustrated before you make some greenhorn mistakes. And what that means is if you are having to cut a compound miter cut. Most people don't even know what that is. And people are always harping on building. Why am I harping on building? Let me finish this thought and I'll get to it. You may have to make a compound miter cut, and then you have to make a bird's mouth at the end of a board when it comes to a roof truss. And you messed it up and you burned that board. You may have to try to figure out where to use that board somewhere else. And that board could have cost you anywhere between $12 and $18. How many more of them mistakes? How many more of the mistakes that you want to make? But again, with the prices of building, wages are not going up. Prices are going up. Wages are staying stagnant or either going down. The jobs that are only there are service sector jobs. You're not going to find too many jobs making $20 and $30 an hour, even much less $15 an hour nowadays. And that's the reason why they have it designed for two people to get out there and work, because it's really truly going from bad to worse. Pastor Dowell can't teach you a work ethic. I can't. That's something you're going to have to, I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again, inconvenience yourself. Let me give you another example. When I was in the military, they had some people, I went to jump school. Now, jump school wasn't really that hard. Not to me it was, because I was in shape. Prior to going to jump school, I was in shape. But I've seen a lot of people, not only just for being physically fit, but I saw a lot of people mentally who just simply could not hack it. Because when I went to jump school, it was hot. It was hot. I mean, August, September in Fort Benning, Georgia, is hot as hell. And most people, they just simply couldn't hack them getting screamed at, hollered at. And then the heat on top of that, the heat also makes you second guess and think different ways. And so there is a lot you get to learn about yourself, especially during this building process, that otherwise, if you didn't do it, you would never have opportunity to do it. The days of paying somebody else to go do it is coming quickly to an end, because you can't afford it. I still, till this day, can't afford to go out and hire people. Remember, I made a video And I told you that I stopped by a brand new house that was being built. I saw some Mexicans in there. And I asked him, I said, hey, how much you charge me to hang the sheet? He said, oh, $7 a sheet. I said, okay, that sounds pretty reasonable. I said, so how much would it be, for the people that's mudding? And he says, oh, they charge $10 a sheet to mud it. And I go, let me see, $7 a sheet to hang it, $10 to mud it. I mean, the professionals years ago used to pay $16 a sheet. Now they're getting $17 a sheet. You know what I said? Thank you for the information. You know why? Because you won't be hanging on sheets for me. Because by the time I spent, that's not including buying the material. By the time I spent $2,500 paying you labor, I could have took that $2,500 and put it in buying a toilet or a sink or countertop or some flooring or some electric wire, 12-2 electric or 10-2. I could have then bought some mortar mix, some blocks. I could have bought some truss wire. I could have bought some 16 penny nails, 8 penny nails, 12 pennies. I could think of 2x4. I could think about all kind of other stuff I could have bought and made it a whole lot easier. But I would have had to do it myself. See, America has messed you all up bad, in a bad way. Let somebody else do it. I remember my people is the ones who built this nation. And now they are lazy as hell. They ain't going to build nothing. I'm telling you. And it's getting to the point they're going to have nothing. Now, let me let you in on this. Just this year alone. Now, I really, truly want you to listen to me on this. We've got Israelites scattered all across the United States of America. And, some of them have been coming together. And they're making things work, and they're having common unity and doing very well. Excuse me. You know what's happened? They would go out and rent property, and all of a sudden, I keep telling you this is what's going to happen. All of a sudden, they rent this property, and then the landlord. It's not that they're not doing anything wrong, because they're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing nothing wrong. But all of a sudden, a month or two later, or 6 months later, the landlord don't want them around. Mind you, watch this. Even though they paid 2 or 3 months and have the rent paid 2 or 3 months in advance. They even beautify the land. They even improve on the structure there. Everything, in order to make it beneficial for them as well as the landlord. But what happens is this. There's a difference between us and them. You don't have to say anything. This world don't like your kind demeanor. They don't take it too kind. They don't like the holiness, especially those landlord Jezebel women. When they see the reflection of these young women, these older women who are modest in apparel, who are wearing long dresses and skirts and they have their head covered, it reminds them of something that they should be doing, bringing conviction on them. And so whenever the devil starts tempting them in the mind, they would rather not have rent from someone like you who is a good renter and rent it out to somebody else, or either give it to someone in their family who simply don't even want it. They'd much rather do something like that or let it lay dormant than to actually rent to people like you. That is the reason why PastorDowell talks about owning your own land. That's the reason why I talk about getting them damn books and start studying. And get off your lazy ass and get your ass out there and start building for your wives and for your children. Because if you don't do it while you got time to do it, PastorDowell is not going to be there for you, and nobody else is going to be there for you to get the shit done when you had opportunity to get it done. You understand? Because just because you're renting from somebody from 1 month to the next don't mean you're going to be there the next month. That's why I talk the way I talk. And I live the way that I live to show you an example, because you can't depend on the benevolence of Gentile-minded people. And now saints want us to pray that y'all would change the landlord's heart and mind, and he ain't going to do that. I know that's just not a prayer he's just simply not going to answer. If the landlord wants to change his mind, he will change his mind. But I'm telling you, there's a difference between us and them. And it's always been that way, and it always will be that way. You need to get it through your thick heads. So you need to start looking for land, saving money, and stop all this running around and excursions. Start making sacrifices, start learning how to budget, especially you leaders, because the people are not going to rise above you. They ain't going to do it. If you are a leader, they're not going to rise above you. The only advancement you're ever going to see that's going to take place is going to come from you, the leadership. I appreciate each and every last one of you out there that support me and the Straightway Truth Ministries. I really, truly do, and those of you that get it. And believe me, I'm under no illusion at all. I understand that it's going to take some of you some years to get out of debt, to get free where you can be able to save money and buy land. It took Pastor Dowell 4 years to get free. 4 years to get free. Within the third year, I was already living with saints. But with 4 years to get free. So when I'm making these videos, I'm not putting pressure on you or rushing you, but some of you that are already out, you should have been done made these moves. You've been listening to me for 5 years and you ain't no better off. You may be better off when it comes to extra money coming in because you're living together with the saints, but you still don't own your own land. You still don't own your own home. You still don't know how to build. And your children don't know how to build because they're too young. Your wives, they can't do it. They simply cannot do this type of work. They're not built for it. They can't do it. They can't do it. They just don't have the stamina, nor the intestinal fortitude, nor the drive to be able to do something like this. I mean, you can barely even get some of these women to get outside and pick a weed in the garden. You think they're going to get out there and help you build a home, lay blocks, do concrete, foundation work? No, they ain't going to do nothing like it. Frame a home in 100-degree weather with the humidity index at 97%, they ain't going to do nothing like that. They can't. They just simply can't do it. So it lays on you. You. Don't know how much more I can say, but I tell you what I'm getting ready to do. Our 30-minute break just about over because I've spent about 12, 13 minutes in here on this video. They got every bit of about 20 minutes before Pastor Dowell gets back out there, and I'm going to start driving them again. And I'm going to drive these young men. I'm going to drive all of them. And you know what? Our young men, they say, yes, sir, do with a smile on their face. They keep going. But when I watch them start getting a little, because we don't want no heat casualties, because we've been sucking down Gatorade and sucking down water on an unbelievable scale. And my shirt was so soaked, I just literally got some water, came in here and ran it up on the wall, squeezed it out and laid it out on top of the deck out there and hoping that it would dry. Will it dry? Probably not. I hope that it does because I want to use it again because I'm already stinking. Ain't no need in going stinking up another shirt. I thought I'd say these things, and this is the purpose of Patreon because I can be more personal to you. I don't have to worry about no trolls. I realize I'm talking to a very mature, independent audience right here who really, truly get what I'm saying. That you really get it. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I wish you all well. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Do something in order to advance in the kingdom. Go back, listen to this video again, and strive to enter in at the straight gate. Remember, he's made us a very industrious people, and he will bless the labor of our hands. Y'all have a blessed day. Y'all be encouraged. The king is coming.